Where do we start, Kev?
Hey, I'm not sure. Where do we start?
I mean, let's start with the first half, because at half time you 2-0 up, you look pretty comfortable, and then credit to Bishop Stortford, I suppose, because they came into it fantastically in the second half. They gave it a real go.
They really did. Yeah, you know, they've stuck an extra striker up there, and you know, they put us under pressure. You know, get a goal and get a lifeline, and then we go up the other end and score a terrific goal that gives us that cushion again. And we really, there was a stage there where I thought we should have put the game to bed. The goalie's pulled off a fantastic save. In and around that, I think Ali pulled off a couple of good saves as well. It was, you know, I suppose at that stage, if you're a neutral, it's a rip-roaring cup tie, isn't it? You know, it's still all to play for. You know, they get back to 3-2, and I just think that, you know, there were one or two moments and decisions that went their way that I thought were a little bit harsh on us, that just added that little bit of encouragement that they needed at the time, and credit to them. You know, they are putting a squeeze on us and did ask a question of us. And it's, you know, the FA Cup, isn't it? And it can go either way at that stage, and the chap's really unlucky when he's come inside and hit the bar, and you've been in those situations plenty of times before where there are moments that end up going against you. And again, you know, I maintain we've got, you know, obviously some injuries to the players. I don't want to make excuses about it. We're comfortable in the game. We should have really put it to bed and put daylight between us and them. Credit to them, you know, they've had a real go. There's some real spirit in their camp, and made life really difficult for us today. It's tough to go out in the manner that they did, and you know, but you know, I've got to worry about our team, and you know, it's important that we're in the hat for the next round.
And I suppose we saw the kind of the power of momentum in football in that second half, didn't they? Because as soon as they got the ball rolling, it just continues, and it puts you under the cosh, and it's difficult to break out of that.
100%. It's like you say, you know, you can't. It's not like flicking a switch where you could all of a sudden just pick it up and carry on. You have to give them fantastic, you know, amount of credit for the way that they kept squeezing and the encouragement they were given. As I say, I think there were one or two decisions that went their way at crucial stages that didn't help us, albeit you've got to get on with those situations and deal with it. And like I say, you know, they can be tremendous proud of the way they played, and it could, on another day, quite easy, they could have come back and, you know, could have won that game. And are we fortunate to be through? I'm not saying we're fortunate, but we're certainly understanding of what this competition presents and how difficult it can be to keep progressing. And fair play to the boys. You know, we've been in plenty of shootouts. We lost in the playoffs on penalties, and been at the wrong end of those moments enough times, you know, ourselves over the last little while. So to come through it again, it's just credit to those lads that keep believing. And these games they're never easy, and they're never cut and dried. And just to show that bit of resilience that we're searching for, we'll need to go and show that all again on Tuesday at Alfreton. And you know, these boys they're great lads. They have a right go for each other, and hence you find yourself in the next round.
To really rubber stamp and underline the title of the cup game that has pretty much everything. Yeah, the floodlights go off. Oh, and then I saw you having a lot of discussions with the captains and the opposition manager and the referee. What was being said at that point? What
so then, you know, I think that the question was asked: do we want to finish under the floodlights? Obviously, the lights are out at the end. We've got to defend, which would have been thoroughly unfair. And fortunately, that, you know, it didn't come down to having to make any major decision as such. The lights came back on, and we got on with it, and both sides played in the right vein. And you know, the outcome, okay, it's gone our way, but if we'd have lost on penalties, I can have no complaints.
And penalties, of course, the lot they were here in the summer, weren't they? You're on the wrong side of that. So does it feel extra satisfying, extra special that you've got through it tonight?
I don't know about extra special. You know, you ask players, and it's always a nervy situation for them, and just the resolve that you have to show in crucial situations. And as I said earlier, you know, we've been on the wrong end of those on more than, you know, one occasion, and it's important that lads, and you know, like Lee, who's a major player for us and scored a terrific goal today, and you know, he's absolutely in bits about that. He feels he's let his teammates down, and just great for him that we've come through and his penalty miss hasn't ended up costing us, because he's a fantastic boy and great player for us, scored a terrific goal, as I say, and just really nice moment that, you know, we've been able to salvage that situation and get through. And but you know, the courage he shows to get up there, and he's missed a few penalties for us, and it really hurts him, but he's got the courage to go and do it again. And you know, there'll come some stage where you know, that's that desire and that will and what have you, you know, he'll get that back, you know. And great for all the lads and Ali that we've salvaged the situation for him, and we get through.
And just the final one then, you're into the second round of the cup. What does that mean to you, the players, and to the club as well?
I just you know, we're in difficult times. Every club's in difficult times, and obviously the opportunity to, you know, go and try and generate extra money for the club is fantastic. The prestige it brings, you know, for the club and the supporters and everybody concerned at the club is a major factor. You know, this behind us now, the clubhouse that we've had to struggle through and been able to struggle through for probably, 18 months now. Let's not underestimate the challenge that's been for everybody behind the scenes, and hopefully in some small way it's kind of reward for, you know, everybody's efforts behind the scenes as much as anything, that we find ourselves with a, you know, a nice draw to look forward to, and hopefully if it's kind to us again, and you know, who knows, but it's certainly, you know, people that put so much work in behind the scenes that don't always get the credit that perhaps they deserve. You know, hopefully it's in some small way is a little bit of reward and something to look forward to for them as more than anybody else.
Well, congratulations. Well done. What a game.
Thank you. Cheers.